Relative Dimension presents The Forsaken Frontier, an actual play podcast using Deadlands 20th Anniversary Edition by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Alright, so who wants to recap where we left off last time?
Well, don't have everybody volunteer all at once.
I was just waiting for you to do it, sir.
Oh, of course you were. So, the inaugural session was set in Liberty, Montana, where a ragtag band of people who have absolutely nothing to do with one another have arrived for one reason or another. The scene opened with a man hanging from a tree behind a hotel. Screams of the dearly departed's next of kin were what woke up the town. And so a gambler and a huckster, and neither one of them will admit to being either, decided to investigate, while the others decided to do the good Christian thing and cut the man down, prepare him for burial, and those who had jobs went to them. And so, after a tumultuous day of investigation, work, and questioning, Sheriff of Liberty, Montana, arrived rather late and offered to the huckster and the gambler a position as deputy because they were making rather significant inroads into the investigation, finding evidence of a body being dragged throughout the town in the dead of night, evidence of old rope, which was used to hang the man, and possibly the place where he fell the night before. Having decided to think upon it, they returned to the tavern, or the saloon. Tavern is a different system entirely. And as everybody ate dinner or drank their calories away, Sonny, the cowhand, saw an interesting sight and then was directed to look down, where she found a shiny quarter. And as 2 bits means it's a lot of money in Liberty, Montana, she bent down to pick it up just in time to be missed being shot from outside in the street. Giving chase, Sonny and Evan all ran out after the gunman. Sonny was first, rounded the corner of a small house, and came face to face with 3 nasty hombres with guns ready to fire.
Indeed. And from the other part of town are Father James and Jalen, Father James was doing a service for the deceased, and Jalen happened to be saying some words when they heard the gunshot. They also Jalen went running over there. Father James was staying back with the corpse, I guess, the grave site. So with that, everybody draw your 3 fate chips, or a 4th if you get one.
Fate, it seems, is not very kind to me.
Did you get 3 white chips?
Yes, I currently have 1 red and 6 white chips.
I have 3 red and 4 whites.
I have 3 red and 4 whites.
I now have a blue, a red, and 4 whites.
Wow, apparently fate was nice to me. I have 2 whites, 2 reds, and a blue.
And I draw my 3, and the marshal gets red, white, and blue.
Of course.
All right, so when we last left, Sonny was running out of the saloon across behind the First Bank of Liberty and rounded a corner by the house, and there, about 30 yards away, were 3 bushwhackers waiting, and they got the drop on Sonny. Sonny happened to be surprised, so she does not get any cards this turn, unfortunately. Now, what is fortunate is it is dim light, so it's not going to be as easy to hit Sonny when they open fire, and they are also 30 yards away, so that is quite a range for people with pistols. So as Sonny rounds the corner, you were chasing a figure with blonde hair. You caught just a brief glimpse of it darting around this house that you are turning the same corner of, and she is nowhere to be found. You do hear one of these masks, because they do have bandanas or handkerchiefs around their face, shouts, "There she is! Fire!" And they are each going to take a single shot, because that's all they are ready for at this moment themselves. And with the dim light and the range, they are at -4 to hit. So, gunman number 1 misses. Number 2 misses. And gunman number 3, they all miss. Apparently, they were not the best shots here. Now, do you remember which deck you had all chosen for action cards?
I believe that was stone.
The top one?
No, the top one is the one that we chose for our initiative deck. The middle one I thought was yours, Ag, and the bottom one was, where is
Huckster?
he? The Huckster's
Yes.
deck.
Yes.
Evan's
So
deck.
the first
Okay.
one is initiative.
So death is initiative.
Yes.
All right. So
Yes,
everybody,
because we're always going to die.
roll your quicknesses.
All of us?
Not you. You're not there, unless you wish to start heading that way.
Yes, but I'm not, what's the word we use? Crazy fast?
This is true.
Abnormally fast?
I think the word you were looking for was freakishly fast.
Freakishly, thank you. Yeah. I since everybody seems to be taking cover and whatnot, I will start making my way towards the gunshot, but at my pace. So, would you like me to roll initiative or just wait till I
No,
get
not
there?
yet.
Okay.
All right. So as long as you didn't go bust, you get 1 card. You then get 1 card for rolling a 5, and 1 card for every 5 after that. So it looks like everybody... Oh, Jalen's going to get 1, unless you wish to spend a chip to augment that. Everybody else will get
1
2,
card's fine.
and Sonny will have 3.
I suppose I will have to announce this early. I have drawn a Joker.
Is it the red or the black one?
I do believe it is the Black Joker.
All right. You do not have a card sleeved at the moment, so you don't lose that, but you do lose the Black Joker, so just play it on the table. And with that, I get to draw a chip. And fate smiles on me. I get a red chip.
I believe this sets the tone for this encounter.
No, it doesn't. It sets the tone for your encounter.
LP just stumbles along the way.
It is not the consumption. I just had too much to drink, that's all.
That's as good as any explanation, right?
It's the consumption.
All right, we shall start with aces. Then move on to kings. Then queens.
I got a queen.
I have a queen.
All right. What are the suits?
Heart.
Club.
Hearts beats club. Hearts may go first.
I am doing my shooting, correct? Yes, because I am shooting at anyone I see. Is there any modifiers? Are there any modifiers?
They are 30 yards away. So what is your range increment? I believe it is 20. So you'll be at -1 for that. And -1 for dim light.
So -2.
-2.
I lost my shooting. There it is.
I say she ain't playing.
I think I done shot him, sir.
What is your total? 18. That is a nice roll. That is a hit with 2 raises. So when you roll your damage and get your hit location, you may modify that location by plus or minus 2 points if it does move you into a better spot. So why don't you go ahead and roll that?
Or guts.
Moving it up to a 9 keeps it in the lower guts. Taking it down to a 5 moves it to a leg.
No, let's keep it in the guts.
Sorry, nope, even a 5 is lower guts too, so it's going to stay in the guts
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah, let's keep it in the guts.
However, 31 points of damage. They are size 6, so that is going to be 5 wounds. You shooting the middle one or the one on either end?
Let's go left.
All right, the one on the left. You snap your, you pause for a minute because you were surprised to see them as they take their shot at you, and then you bring your rifle up, fire a shot, and you manage to drop the one on the left. All right, Queen of Clubs.
All right. So I'm like just coming around the corner.
Yes, you are just getting around the corner. You heard 3 more gunshots in rapid succession, and then another one. As you are coming around the corner, you see Sonny with her rifle.
Can I find any kind of cover?
You can take cover behind this house, the corner of the house you're at.
Sure, let's do that. I'm sure the negatives to shoot are insane, but sure, he's gonna try his hand at his gun at this point.
You have a pistol, right? So you will be at -4 at this distance.
I have my Colt Peacemaker. All right.
Dropping it down to a -4 brings you to a 3, which will miss unless you wish to spend a chip to modify that. Remember, a white chip will let you roll an extra die and hope you get higher. A red or a blue will let you roll an add.
Not this range. Maybe if it was closer, but I'll be fine. I'll take the miss.
All right. That was queens. Jacks.
I have a jack as well.
I do too. What is your suit?
Spade.
You go first.
Can I move any closer or and still get cover or no?
There's not much cover there.
All right. Sure. Let's take another shot. All right. And this is the -4, right?
You shooting at the one on the left or the one on the right?
The left. And not any better. You said what's the red ones will give you a new a draw as well, right?
Yeah, if you use a red or a blue, you roll one of the same die you rolled and add it to your total. But I get a draw if you roll a red. If you use a blue, I do not get a draw.
Let's play around. Let's try. Let's go ahead and do a red. Why not?
All right. So go ahead and roll another D8.
Add 5. It's only 7.
A 7 hit.
Good.
So now your damage is not with a raise, so your hit location will stay what it is.
Okay. Where's the hit location roll?
It rolls automatically.
It does?
Yep, just roll your damage.
Oh, I see. That
20 points. That is 3.
I guess their guts are just easy targets for us.
Yes, they are. It just so happens that I take your shot, a stray bit of moonlight, and get into your eye and throws you off just a bit. I'm going to enrich and negate those wounds, so he's only going to take 1. And then on mine, Jack of Diamonds, they were not expecting one of them to go down quite as quickly, so they are going to turn and run. I ain't signed up for this. Let's get out of here. So on Jacks, they are running. That brings us to 10. 9s.
Jalen is a 9, and he's got a pace of 12, so up to 24. He'll be moving toward the sounds of the gunfire.
Okay. Let's see. You are further away, so that distance will get you also around the house. Just in time. As you're coming up the house, you see. I don't know if you've actually met, so you might not know his name, but you see one of the gentlemen standing at the corner of the house taking a shot, and the young lady kind of standing out in the open with her rifle raised. And you probably hear the tail end of that, let's get out of here. And on a 9, they continue. So they are flat out running their full pace this turn. Double their pace, actually, because they are running. 8s, 7s, 6.
I have a 6 of clubs.
All right, Mr. 6 of clubs.
I believe all I can do at this time is move my pace of 6, catch up with everybody else, and watch the shrinking forms of 2 yellow-bellied cowards running on away.
Yes. They were hoping for a bit of surprise to take down their target and not lose one of their people in the opening volley.
Well, surprise does go both ways.
5s, 4.
4. Well, they did turn tail, but they also did take a shot at me. I'm kind of inclined to go after him. And I have a regular pace of 12. So if I run...
Well, they started 30 yards away. They are not quite as fast as you, so you can close the distance if you run, but you might be doing it on your own.
She'll probably run and see if she can catch up, but if they kind of turn a corner and she loses them in the dark, that's perfectly reasonable. I'm not going to go hunting them down, but she is in a snit.
Yeah, on the outskirts, in all directions, are the people that live in tents, so they are heading towards one of the tent cities, for lack of a better word. So it won't take long before they can get lost in that mess.
So yeah, like I said, she'll take off after him, but then we'll give up the pursuit, and then turn around and head back the way she just came back to the saloon.
All right, so you chase off after him. We don't have to draw any more cards at this point. The marshal also turns the corner at that time, and what's going on?
What's going on? Where have you been? You've got people being murdered, hanging from trees, and now three men just tried to shoot me. For no reason.
Also, the person that was tried to shoot you through the window, too.
Yes! Another person tried to shoot me through the window, too. I don't know why they pay you, Marshal. You're never here to protect anybody.
What I would like to know is why there are 4 people gunning for your head, miss.
I don't know why people are trying to shoot me. I've never done nothing to anybody.
4 people seem to disagree.
Well, let's see who one of them is. You downed one. I'm going to go check to see who the masked
I only
man
seen
is.
to the one that was fallen.
And Sonny's just going to level that gentleman with a stare, and that gentleman being LP, because she has not been properly introduced yet. She doesn't.
And he doesn't know. So I suppose we have a stare down. Although LP seems more bemused than anything else.
And the marshal just not the marshal, the sheriff. There's a difference. Just kind of glares at you slightly, but she's more concerned now that there is a body, so she is headed that way.
Sheriff, they did open fire first the moment that she came around the corner. She was not provoking them from what I saw.
So an ambush, 3-on-1.
It should have been 4.
She was chasing the one that shot through the window, and on my guess, it was to get her out in the open.
She kind of scratches her chin as she moves up. She's not running, so Jalen probably gets to the body first.
Is he still temporarily breathing?
No, he's dead. He is laying down kind of at a awkward angle with just in a slowly spreading pool of blood. Looks like a
bandana down.
Bullet got him on his innards in a pretty vital spot. All right, pulling his bandana down, he looks like a youngish fellow, maybe not long past his teens. A few bad teeth, no scars to speak of. Kind of a dark brown hair.
Not recognized. Not familiar.
No, not familiar.
Poor kid.
Father, I think this one needs your attentions.
Father's not there yet.
I thought he was approaching.
Yeah, he's approaching. You guys ran, he didn't.
Well, Sonny's going to break that stare down with the son of the gentleman, and she's going to walk over and just take a look and see if she recognizes this person, because if he's shooting her, maybe she does.
Give me a cognition check at a -4. Nah, you don't recognize him.
Nope. Yeah, she'll say, I've never seen that boy in my life. I'll be in the saloon if y'all need me. She's going to turn and walk away.
The sheriff speaks up. And you don't know why they'd be gunning for you? Haven't upset anybody recently?
No, Sheriff, I haven't. I get up. I go do my work on the ranch. I come home, have a drink and a hot meal, go to bed. That's it. That's my life here in Liberty.
She's got a slightly puzzled look on her face, but she doesn't say anything else.
Well, if that's all, as I said, I'll be in the saloon.
No, we got witnesses say you didn't draw first, so want no crime committed by you at the moment. Sorry about the inconvenience.
Tip my hat to Sheriff and gathered gentlemen and walk back.
Well, LP will holster his pistol and grab his pipe, start packing it with tobacco, and take a look around towards the back of the house, because there was supposed to be that woman that had the rifle, and she is not here. Which means she should be nearby.
I forget, did she scream anything out or anything last week when she made the shot, or no?
No.
Okay.
Nobody knows why. The lady just decided to kind of lean down at the floor and pick something up. She knows why she did, but everybody in the room just nothing significant happened to do that. She was I believe she was sitting with a drink in front of her.
I was having my meal and having a drink, and yes, then I was prompted to bend down and pick up a cord.
Yep.
Okay, well, I will inform the sheriff of everything I witnessed. Let her know the sort of flow of what happened. But there was a woman as well as these 3 shooters who vanished when we came around the corner. I'm pretty sure I might have wounded another one when they went running, or before they went running.
I'll talk to Doc Ross in the morning and see if have him keep an eye out if anybody comes to him for bullet wound. Either of you mind helping me get this gentleman to the Undertaker?
No problem, Sheriff.
Yeah. Or
He does have a gun holster that is empty. His gun is laying on the floor. So first thing she does is take that off of him, kind of wrap it over her shoulder, and then she grabs the arms, waits for somebody to get the legs. Since you're not too far from the Undertaker, I don't think. The building's right there next door to you guys.
Evan will kind of look down and then realize he's really bloody and messy. He's like,
And she looks over as she's going to LP, because I think LP was a bit over by the house, right? Or looking around. And to Evan, please consider my offer. All right, LP. This lady was nowhere in sight around here. Now, she got to that corner before anybody got out of the hotel, so she had time to run. She may have run in the same direction that the other two bolted in.
Well, what would I have to roll in order to ascertain the direction of any footprints she might have made?
That would be a track and roll.
Well, let's see what I have for that.
And with the light and the darkness, it'd be at a -2.
It would have been a 4.
Yeah, looking around, it's hard dirt. It is middle of September, so there's not much fresh stuff growing. Everything is slowly starting its dying off period, so it's kind of hard packed. You see a few scuffs, but it's hard to tell if those were made by this particular encounter, the people going back and forth right now.
Well, LP will still take a closer look at those scuff marks, take a puff from his pipe, cough once or twice. Something's curious about this. It's gained his interest, but he's not quite sure where it's going yet.
Either anybody that's helping her get him to the Undertaker wish to do anything, because she is going to spend a little bit of time checking this body over. But if not, we can move ahead.
no, Evan doesn't want to stay in the Undertaker's room any longer than he has. And if his suit got messed up, he has to go change. Anyways, he probably did, so he's going to go change.
It probably did.
Yeah, he's going to change.
All right, so the rest of that night passes without anybody jumping out of shadows to shoot at people.
Well, that's exciting.
And I presume everybody retires to their respective hotel room or boarding house room?
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the morning, this is as the sun is, it's been up a little bit. It's still fairly early. I know ranch hands get up early. The town itself gets up a little early, but not, that early. But as everybody is waking up and getting ready for their day, there is the sound of a large group of horses trotting into town or walking into town. So it's easy to hear outside of windows.
Well, that'll certainly wake up LP from another night of fitful sleep. He will roll to his feet off of the bed and stagger over to the window to have a look-see at the latest happenings in the town of...
There are, looking out, I believe LP's window looked out towards the back.
Yeah.
So his window doesn't really show anything. It does show that there is nobody hanging from that tree this morning, though.
That is still important.
Yes.
And Sonny could hear this as well.
Yes, Sonny can hear this as well.
She'll look out her window.
Happens to be closer to the boarding house. Coming down the road from the northeast is about a dozen people on horseback. There is a buggy as well. No, probably a carriage that is pulled by a team of 4 horses. The people on horseback are armed. It looks like they are guards of some sort. They seem to be looking around. I mean, not professional-like, but they're, scanning the area carefully. About 8 of them are ahead of the carriage, and the other 4 are behind it.
Wow, this looks like somebody really important. I guess Sonny's going to run down to get onto the street to watch this parade go by.
The horses, they move down the street towards the saloon and hotel. When the carriage gets there, the people on horseback kind of spread out a little bit. Again, they don't look professional. The horses are moving These horses look like work horses. They're not trained cavalry or anything. But the carriage, the driver gets down and opens up the door, and out steps a gentleman in kind of tall, gray hair, bushy mustache. For the audience that was privy to the hanging at the start of ours, this is the same gentleman that announced himself as duly appointed marshal of the town and presented the sentencing. To everybody else, this is Stapleton Lowell. He is in charge of the Lowell Cattle Company, and he is the head of the Cattlemen's Association in town and head of the town council.
Ew.
Of the cattle barons in and of the town, he is the only one that maintains a residence in town. The others don't, but he was not coming from his residence. He seemed to be coming from his ranch. And as he walks into the hotel, his men then finally dismount, start tying up their horses, and a few of them start to scatter. Looks like a couple of them go down the road to the lawyer's office, for anybody that can see, which is the building just southeast of the hotel. One of them also goes to the dentist's office, which is a bit further down that same street. And it's, the few, when they get to anything that is an office that's not presently open, they start knocking. They seem to be up to something.
Indeed. It seems to have been waking up LP, so he's going to take his time getting ready. By the time all this hullabaloo is done, he's going to be at the top of the staircase with his coat and his hat and his 2 6-shooters.
As LP is getting to the top of the stairs, you can hear the sound of tables being slid across the floor.
Curious.
And at the top of the stairs, you start to hear the conversation of chatter. Yes, we need a town meeting. We had a hangin' yesterday. I want to know what's going on. We need to organize a posse to find out who is the murderer. Well, I understand, Mr. Lowell. We'll get it going. What time do you want to start? I want to start as soon as possible, but since people are still sleeping, we will have to wait. So, let's set it for 10 a.m. That's fine, Mr. Lowell. That's fine, 10 a.m. And then that is the voice that was responding as starts to bark orders to workers at the hotel. Get those floors clean. We need to be ready. Going to be expecting a few people here.
I'm actually going to go ahead and head down. Let's see. I'm going to head to the sheriff's office.
Okay.
I'm assuming some of the guy's men have already been there.
You're coming from the boarding house, right?
Yes.
You don't see anybody going or coming from there as you're making your way that way.
Okay. I will head on in. I'm assuming it's open. Assuming it is open.
It is open. She seems to be sitting at her desk with a couple sheets of paper and a pen, and she seems to be writing something out. She glances up. Oh, good morning.
There's some commotion out in the streets there, if you hadn't heard.
Yeah, I saw him riding in.
Do you know what's going on?
She kind of glances out the window, which her window doesn't really look in the proper direction for anything, but it's kind of in the direction of the hotel, which is next door. It's not too far away. Town meeting, I'm probably certain of. They hold theirs in the Cowtown Saloon. Usually they hold their town meetings once a month, or I'm presuming it's with the hanging. They wanted an emergency session. So I'll be there when they start. Usual crowd will be there. Anybody in the town is welcome to attend if you want.
This might be an interesting sight to see.
Yeah. Sonny's geared up to go to work, but since it's this head of the cattle association, I'm sure work isn't going to happen today. Most people will be coming into town for this meeting, which I'm sure is a buzz in the town by now.
Yes.
So she will make her way over to that building and kind of hang out until that meeting starts and just kind of listen to what the crowd's saying and what's going on. I guess out of curiosity, just to see what everybody's talking about.
Give me a cognition roll with a 4. You hear a lot of mixed conversation, a lot of speculation, whether or not they're finally going to appoint a marshal in town, whether they're going to ride out and hunt down. They start to say something like that, and then they quickly hush with a quick glance around. But you don't actually get any specific details, just a whole lot of gossip.
Yeah, that's what she's listening for, gossip.
Yeah, people, they're still going about their business in town. People taking their children up towards the schoolhouse. It is a Wednesday now, I believe. So people, the people are heading to the general store to get some of their stuff. So the town bustle is still moving. This hasn't shut down everything, but people are talking a bit more. But you're only hearing snippets here and there. You do get the word of, you hear about somebody asking if Dawson managed to rustle more cattle, if that's what this is about. And then they're quickly, no, this is probably about the hanging. We got to find out what's going on.
Again, she's not going to engage in the conversation. She's just listening to what people are saying. She's just here to find out what's going on, because she doesn't really care about that man that got hung.
Yeah. You also hear a few words about wolves. But yeah, that's about it. Nothing that really links anybody to anything in particular. What is Jalen doing?
Jalen probably woke up early morning and was using the new pocket change that he had to stock up on some, soap, beef jerky, basic supplies that he tends to run low on from time to time again. Also looking for work.
Where are you going looking for work today?
Oh, start at the general store, ask at the church, ask at the stable. Those are 3 starting places. See if they know anybody that could use a hand moving furniture, putting up walls and timbers and stuff.
At the general store, which would be Bradley and Company. That store is on the corner directly opposite of across the street of the hotel and saloon. I got a few bags you can move. A stagecoach came in this morning and delivered a few supplies. If you want, there's a pile of stuff sitting right inside the front door. If you don't mind taking that stuff to the back for me.
Yeah, I'll help him out. I'm not looking, by the way, for long-term employment, just some short-term jobs right now while I'm in town.
I think most of them figure that.
Probably if I do hear word of the meeting, I will attend.
Oh, you hear word of the meeting. People are talking about that. Ira, who's head of the Bradley Company General Store, is talking to his son, Anthony, about the meeting starting probably, still early. They don't usually start before 9. Why don't you go over there and find out when it's starting so we know when to close up and head over. John, was it? He looks at you.
Jalen?
Jalen. I saw you speaking some words at the gravesite last night. Did you know the man?
I worked with him for a short time out on the ranch, but I didn't know him that well.
So you don't know anybody that'd want to hang him? Shame that.
Not in specific. I knew he was a little abrasive, so I wouldn't be surprised if he did rub some people the wrong way.
Yeah, he did have a mouth on him, but most people knew it. He didn't. I don't know. Not something we want happening in town, and nobody saw it happening either. That's an odd one. There's a lot of eyes on that tree, so to speak, or rather, it's in view of potentially a lot of eyes.
Yeah, I don't know what can be done until somebody says something, provides some kind of information about what might have possibly happened.
And give me a cognition roll.
9.
He seems to be quickly glancing when he's saying that. When you're talking about, until somebody says something and stuff like that, not happening around town, he's glancing to the sides, very quick glances. If you want to try to read him, it'd be a scrutinize, but you do notice that there's some, he's not looking you straight in the eye, and you've dealt with Ira a lot. He's, pretty stand up. He'll look at you when he's talking to you and stuff, but he seems to be a little edgy.
I think I subtract 4, right, if I don't have any levels?
Yes, if you don't have any scrutinize, it's 1 die minus 4.
Yeah, I got a 1.
All right. So you don't really pick up the meaning for it. All right, what about Evan?
He was talking to the sheriff. You know what? So, Sheriff, I was thinking about your proposition.
You gonna take me up on it?
Now, I want you to know I've never been any sort of a lawman before.
How good are you with that iron?
I can get by. I guess I'll do a bit more practicing with it if I need to. But I count myself as somewhat smart. And maybe I can be of some help here.
Now, smart is useful. Smart gets you from not being dead, hopefully. Tell you what, after this meeting this afternoon, if there's time, we can go out of town a little bit, and I can take you shoot a few targets, and I can get an assessment of your skill.
Sounds fine to me.
But in the meantime, I think we could definitely use the help. She kind of starts going through a few drawers and pulls out a star. She hands it over to you.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate the faith.
And then she pulls out a Bible. All right, I got to swear you in. And she goes through that process.
All right, no problem.
LP.
Well, as everybody is getting ready to set up this town meeting, apparently in the confines of the hotel proper, he's going to take one of those tables that have been helpfully pushed up against the edge, and he's going to sit and watch the developments as they develop.
All right. They have set aside, they've cleared out a big space in the center and set up a few tables there so that the, almost like a, I don't know what's the word, like a city hall type meeting. They have them lined up on one end so that the council can be sitting there looking at everybody else in the town. And they're starting to move chairs out into the openings, and the tables are indeed on the edge so that they're out of the way. But you can pull a chair over there for, people are doing that for now.
Glorious.
As long as they're putting them back afterwards.
Well, LP will grab himself a chair, kick his feet up on a table, and light his pipe back up and see what he can hear as everybody's getting ready. Apparently, we have some very important people that are going to be firing off a lot of words.
A young lady walks up to you. Can I get you a drink, Mr. Calloway?
Yes, a drink would be fantastic. Let's start with a little bit of coffee and a bottle of whiskey if you have it. Yeah.
Okay. This is, you know her, you've been in the hotel enough, Lynn Hicks. She is a saloon gal at night, or one of the dance hall girls, rather. But during the day and early on, she helps by serving customers. And she goes over and gets some coffee and brings a bottle of whiskey. 10 cents, Mr. Calloway. Or should I just add it to your bill?
Oh, darling, please do. That would be wonderful if you added it to my bill for the day.
Okay. And she doesn't seem timid so much as just a little tired.
A long evening last night, I take it.
Yeah, Cynthia wasn't around, so I had to work a little extra. Long night.
Oh, did anybody hear where she might have gone?
No, she should have been here last night.
I see. Now, perhaps she was scared off by the fusillade of gunfire.
That might be it. Well, I gotta see to other people. Good day.
Yes, of course. Have a good morning.
And the older gentleman with the gray mustache walks over. I've been told that you saw the body of the young man that was hanging.
Why, yes, I did.
He thrusts out his hand. Stapleton Lowell. And you are?
Leander Calloway. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He shakes your hand with a firm grip. Not one of those overly firm trying to prove anything, though. What can you tell me about the gentleman? He wasn't my employee per se, but being in the business together, I'm wondering if he was maybe being targeted because he worked on a ranch.
Well, if I had to say anything, it wouldn't have been because he was working the ranch, but because he was a bit of a curmudgeon. He was not well liked amongst the people of the town, but whoever did it made sure he was strangled until dead before he was strung up upon that tree yonder.
It's just terrible.
I do agree. Now, the other thing that I had discovered during my investigations yesterday was that he was killed some distance from Liberty and dragged all around the perimeter of the town until he was strung up upon that tree.
You don't say.
I do say.
He kind of looks around. Why haven't I heard of this yet?
Well, that would be because that particular revelation was kept private until just now.
You're the only one that knows.
Oh, I am not. There are 2 others that know, that I can name offhand. Well, one I can name offhand. I have not learned the other gentleman's name yet.
And who would these others be?
Well, that would be the sheriff, of course.
He was looking very angry until you said that, and then he kind of looks a little resigned. Yes, I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet. I was going to wait until this morning.
Well, yes, I do understand, sir.
Whereabouts? Would you have any problems leading one of my men there?
Well, I don't know, Marshal, would I?
Probably not.
No, I don't suppose it would be much of a burden to lead one of your men to the supposed side of this man's unfortunate demise.
I'm curious as to where it happened and what may be nearby, so maybe this afternoon after the meeting, if you don't mind.
Well, as God is my witness, you will find me sitting here in this particular spot until your affairs are complete.
Thank you. And then he kind of turns and starts shouting at somebody else, getting something ready and into position. Miss McBride.
Yes, Marshal.
Where are you going?
Well, as the time draws closer to this meeting, I guess I'm going to try to get inside and find me a good seat.
As you are going in, somebody is leaving, one of your fellow workers. Oh, Sonny, I was just going to oh, you're here. Needless to say, we don't have to go out to the ranch today.
Oh, I figured, waving, indicating all the crowd. Figured not much work be done when it seems everybody's here.
Yeah, they got a few of the younger hands out watching the cattle out to pasture, but nothing major for today.
Good. I could use a day off.
Yeah, me too. I just don't know if I want to stay in here for this meeting all day.
Well, you never know what you might learn.
Yeah, you got a point. Mr. Campbell's inside anyway, so we best bet getting back in.
Yeah, no, I'm going in. I want to find me a good seat so I could watch the happenings.
Father James, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. What is Father James doing?
Honestly, all he's doing right now is he's going over his Bible, and actually, I'd probably go see the Undertaker for the purposes of the dearly departed gentleman who just left.
No, the Undertaker's in there.
I'm just there to administer last rites and stuff of that nature.
Oh, by all means, Father, by all means. You going to the meeting?
I will after I finish this up. I'm not exactly a posse kind of person.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, it's a little early, but they do these monthly meetings. They might even decide to make you official.
Oh. To be official, I need to do my duties, and, well, this poor person's soul will not wait.
Oh, well, by all means.
But to become official, what I was saying was, I need to do my duties, and this poor gentleman's soul has waited long enough.
Oh, yes. I was going to come get you after we dressed him up. But since you're here, and they wait for that to happen. So he waits for you to do last rites, and then...
I'll head to the town hall meeting. Get out of his way.
Okay. He follows you, though. He locks up and follows you. Give me a cognition check.
I was actually just about to ask him, is that I guess you're holding his belongings, but is that a common thing that you have to worry about around here? Someone taking his worldly possessions, or him?
No, not usually. But strange stuff has been happening.
Oh, agreed. I was just curious. As you said, I'm pretty new in town. I don't know if this is something that's an issue here or not.
So yes, give me a cognition check as you get in, and he ducks to say something to the marshal.
I got a 6.
You overhear a bit. Something about some money and a sketch, but you don't hear much more than that.
I'll just take a seat and wait patiently for the meeting to start. I'm not going to inquire any further because such matters do not concern me that much.
Sorry about that. All right, Jalen, after you help out, he pays you with $2 and a bag of beef jerky.
I'll clean up and head to the meeting.
All right, is anybody not there yet?
I'm assuming I go with the sheriff at this point.
Okay. Yeah, you're there with the sheriff. You also give me a cognition check. Are you sitting next to the sheriff when you get there?
To start with, but I'll probably walk the room a little bit after it starts. 6 as well. Did you hear me?
So you also hear the same thing about some money and a sketch. She doesn't ask much more yet, except she says something about, can you bring them to my office after the meeting? And he agrees.
Hold on, I think I missed something. Who said that?
The Undertaker came over and leaned and spoke to the sheriff. Said something about some money and a sketch.
Okay, gotcha. I will ask her then. What was that about?
Apparently, our gunman last night had a bit more money than one might expect on him, and a rough sketch of that young lady.
Hired shooter.
Indeed.
And somebody with some money to pay for him.
That's not a whole lot. I don't think there was anything implicating the person that hired them, but the fact that they were hired, something is definitely going afoul in town.
I'll look around the room. Do I see Sonny in the room?
Yes, you see her sitting with another young lady off to the side next to a well-dressed gentleman, maybe in his 40s.
Okay. I'll tell the sheriff, maybe I will wander over that way and keep an eye on her. We'll see some reactions. Maybe we'll get something interesting from her.
Deadlands, The Weird West, artwork, logos, and the Pinnacle logo are copyright 2018 Great White Games, LLC, DBA Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Music from the Deadlands soundtracks used with permission. You can visit their website, www.peginc.com, to purchase Deadlands the 20th Anniversary Edition and other Deadlands materials. Relative Dimension is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial 4.0 International License. You can share us, but please give us credit. If you would like to get in touch with the Relative Dimension, you can visit our website at relativedimension.com. You can contact us, email, at podcast@relativedimension.com. You can visit our Facebook at facebook.com/relativedimensionpodcast. You can check us out on Twitter at relativedpod. You can check out our Patreon if you wish to support us at patreon.com/relativedimension.